The Goodyear 400 around the Darlington Superspeedway in South Carolina was on this weekend. And as always, guys, let's dive into the 5 things we learned, the 5 main talking points from this weekend's NASCAR Cup Series events. The first thing that we learned is that William Byron was going to take some stopping during this race. He led in the early stages from pole position, but we did have a bit of a surprise early on in the form of Kyle Larson, who spun his car around and into the wall after just 4 laps run. He basically just ran a little bit too tight going through one of the bends. He hit the bump in the road, unsettled the car, and into the barrier he went. He did continue, of course, but in terms of him getting some good points and being up in contention for the victory, or in terms of actually getting some decent points on Sunday afternoon, his running was pretty much over at that point. He did, of course, rejoin the race, but by that point he was well down the order, and he had another spin late on in stage 3 to end his hopes of a good race day on Sunday. Not one to remember for Kyle Larson, but it was very much a section of the race to remember for William Byron, who dominated the first stage. It wasn't without incident for him, though. He basically kind of ran Carson Hocevar a little bit out of road. There was another car on Hocevar's outside, and because of that, while he was lapping Hocevar, he didn't end up running and actually spinning the car around because of that. The caution was caused, but in the end, it was still Byron who won. He led every single lap in stage 1. The third thing that we learned was that Keselowski was not going to get any luck or see a repeat of his heroics from 12 months ago. Of course, Brad Keselowski did win this race 12 months ago at the Darlington Superspeedway, but it seemed at first as though he actually spun trying to get into the pits, but it wasn't because of that. He ended up having a loose wheel nut that flew off the car, and he ended up spinning because of that. So unfortunately for him, he was out of the running because of that. But we got to talk about William Byron some more, because he dominated stage 2 as well, despite the cautions and everything like that. He led every single lap. So he led every single lap for stage 1 and stage 2 and won both of the first 2 stages. And he's the first driver in a long time to do that. The second of only 2 drivers to ever do that since we introduced the stages to NASCAR races. So an incredible feat for him. And it took a long time for anybody to actually challenge him. It took until a restart in stage 3, midway through that, for anybody to get close to him. Chris Bell did challenge, but still, even after that, Byron kept the lead. It took until Byron actually pitting for that to change, but we got a late spinner, and this was the final thing that we learned. Denny Hamlin has become a back-to-back winner this season. Out of nowhere, Denny Hamlin won this race. Like I said, we had a late spin. This time it was for Tyler Reddick, who spun late in the race, got into the wall while he was trying to push just before going for his late pit stop, but a late spin for him ruined his day. It gave Hamlin the opportunity of winning the race, and he took it with both hands. A few different drivers were challenging Byron for P2. He got kind of swallowed up by them. Byron did eventually recover to finish in second place, but it was Hamlin who won. Unbelievable stuff for Denny Hamlin, who becomes a back-to-back winner. It's rare that we get back-to-back winners in NASCAR. It doesn't happen that often, but of course, Chris Bell earlier this season won 3 in a row. Can Denny Hamlin do the same thing? If he wins the next race, he will very much do that. But yeah, your thoughts on this race on the whole, guys? I will be honest, not the most entertaining one. I didn't really see much action, especially in the first 2 kind of sectors of the race. Really, nothing really happened. Byron just dominated it, but he was really, really class today, and it was unfortunate for him. They did miss out on the victory, but there we go. It's not, it's not about being the fastest driver. It's about being the winner, the first one to cross the line when that white and checkered flag is waving, and Hamlin did that. So there we go, guys. Your thoughts on the race in the comments below, and we'll see you this time next week for some more race action here on the NASCAR Review Show. And we'll have plenty of NASCAR content in the meantime going through this week as well, kind of previewing next week's event. So yeah, have a great time, guys. Hope you had a great weekend, and we'll see you very soon for more videos like this. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always. See you soon.